Imagine being told to build a massive ship in the middle of dry land. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to Prophet Noah, and his story is one of the most incredible examples of unwavering faith in history. Picture this: a society drowning in corruption and arrogance. People had abandoned righteousness, chasing desires, wealth, and pride. They laughed at moral values, and the idea of a single God was nothing but a joke to them. In that very place, God chose Noah to deliver a warning and a chance for salvation. But here's the struggle. For 950 years, Noah preached to his people. Yes, nearly 1,000 years of patience. Day and night, in public and in private, he spoke to them. He urged them to turn back to God, to live with kindness and humility. But the more he spoke, the more they mocked. They covered their ears, laughed louder, and treated his words as madness. Can you imagine preaching for centuries and only a handful of people listened? Then came the divine command: build the ark. Not just any boat, but a colossal ship, built on dry land where there were no seas or rivers nearby. The hammering of wood echoed through the valley. Day after day, Noah and his small group of believers cut timber, shaped planks, and joined beams under the burning sun. Children would tug at their parents' sleeves, asking, "Why is that old man building a boat in the desert?" The parents would smirk, replying, "Because he's lost his mind." But Noah kept going. Each nail struck into the ark wasn't just woodwork, it was a declaration of faith. The ark itself was vast, layered with decks, built strong enough to withstand raging storms. It wasn't merely a boat, it was humanity's lifeline. But the greatest test wasn't the laughter of strangers. It was rejection from his own family. One of his sons refused to believe him. Imagine the heartbreak. A father begging his child to come aboard and the child turning away, confident that the mountains would save him from the flood. This was no ordinary test. It was a piercing wound in Noah's heart. Yet he surrendered his pain to God's wisdom. And then, the skies changed. The first drop of rain fell, strange and unfamiliar. Dark clouds gathered, thunder roared, and water began pouring down like never before. The ground cracked open, releasing torrents from beneath. Streams turned to rivers, rivers to oceans. Those who mocked him now ran in terror, banging on the ark's sealed doors. But the time for mercy had passed. The waves rose higher than the tallest mountains. The world was swallowed by water, and silence replaced the laughter that once filled the valley. Inside the ark there was life. The sounds of animals filled the decks, pairs of lions, birds, elephants, and creatures of every kind. The believers huddled together, clinging to faith while the ark rocked on endless waves. For months they drifted. No land, no horizon, just water as far as the eye could see. Every sunrise was uncertain. Would they ever see land again? Would humanity survive? Yet Noah reassured them. God's promise is true, be patient. At last the rain stopped. The water slowly began to recede. The ark came to rest upon Mount Judy. Doors opened and light poured in. Imagine stepping out after months of darkness to see a cleansed earth, silent, fresh, and ready for a new beginning. Noah and the survivors had a monumental task ahead, to rebuild civilization, but this time founded on faith and gratitude. The rainbow in the sky became a symbol of mercy and a reminder that after every storm, there is hope. This isn't just an ancient tale. It's a mirror for us today. How many times do we abandon what's right because it seems unpopular? How often do we give up when people mock us or refuse to listen? Noah's story reminds us that truth is not determined by numbers. Sometimes standing alone with faith is more powerful than following the crowd. His patience, perseverance, and absolute trust in God turned ridicule into redemption and despair into salvation. So next time you feel like the world is against you, remember Noah. Remember the man who built a ship on dry land, stood firm when the world laughed, and in the end sailed through the greatest storm in history. Because sometimes the path that looks the craziest and is the one that saves humanity